Can we just say what it is at this point? Like, why are we dancing around it? Like, Granville's sitting here just playing, like, crazy, like, gymnastics here to prevent himself from saying, just say it's the hero. It's the Luminous's hidden treasure. Her secret treasure. That treasure that's so amazing. It's down there. It's this treasure. And Yuki's like, what's the treasure? It's a treasure, and it's hidden. It's a secret. Just say it's the freaking hero. What are we doing right now? I mean, that's the assumption here, right? I mean, that seems like it's all but confirmed at this point that this chick that's down there that Luminous is trying to touch is the hero. Now, I kind of thought potentially that was going to be the case. I wasn't thinking it was going to be that simple, but there's also the aspect of, again, that I haven't seen these characters for freaking 5 years at this point. There's so many damn characters. It's hard to keep track of what we've revealed at this point. But, yeah. It's apparently the hero. Luminous is apparently trying so desperately to Nakey hug the hero, which I'm all for. Whatever Luminous wants at this point, she can have it. But yeah, what an interesting episode. Episode 87 of Reincarnated as a Slime. Pretty juicy stuff. We had a lot of big reveals in this episode. It really does feel like finally things are really ramping up. Again, as to if that will get to something that's satisfying, last few times it hasn't really been satisfying, so hopefully this time it'll be satisfying. But as per usual, let's just dive through the episode scene by scene. But yes, opening up the episode with this little reveal around Granville. Him recalling back 300 years ago at this point where the hero came to Luminous. Again, I'm assuming it's the hero. Came to Luminous. I'm assuming because it's the hair. The hair has the same exact tie that was in that little flashback that Shizue had. A little scene where Shizue was first saved by her, and she had that little ponytail that had that tie. It's the same exact tie there. But anyways, yes, the hero came to Luminous, said that she was rampaging or something like that, and that she hopes that when the time comes, she'll do something. Which I'm assuming that point is to seal her away for the day that she's supposed to unseal her. Now, this is the curious thing. So from right here, this perspective, this is Granville admitting that he knew what happened, and he assumes that the hero has been sealed away in some hidden chamber by Luminous, and she's going to unseal her at some point. It does imply later on Luminous going to that chamber once again to the presumed hero and saying something to the effect of, does this mean that Rimuru is going to die? I'm wondering if this whole, like, there's some prophecy or something like that, or there's an assumption here that this is a time when she's supposed to unseal the hero, and that when this hero is unsealed, they will kill Rimuru. Unless I'm missing, like, some sort of, like, lore around the hero themselves, I'm not really getting why this is a necessity. Now, yes, the hero did fight Veldora, and maybe potentially because Rimuru is now connected to Veldora, that the hero, upon being released, is going to immediately want to go back there and fight Veldora again, and in the process is going to eventually have to fight Rimuru. But that goes back to the whole idea of, like, are we assuming this hero is that simple-minded? Are they that stupid that when they come back, they're going to think like, oh, I got to destroy thing that I destroyed last time. I'm not going to really consider the scenario that we're dealing with, like that Veldora isn't a threat at the moment, and that are we going to look into Rimuru and discuss if Rimuru is a bad person? Now, we've had that before in the past. We've had cases where it feels like, oh no, this person's totally going to be a bad guy character, and then they get there and they're like, cool, things are good. Like there's no reason for us to fight, just water under the bridge. So, I don't know. It seems like Luminous is assuming that again, Rimuru is going to get killed. So, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they also have that whole scene there wanting so desperately to hold her as long as possible. It's like, damn. She wanting to spend some time with the hero. Get a little bit of huggies in there. I'm still kind of curious as to why specifically she gets burnt. Is it just an aspect of the seal itself is burning her? Is there an element that the hero themselves she can't touch because of them being sort of like polar opposites in some way, like their power themselves being like polar opposites? But either way, yeah, this is something that apparently Granville had seen back in the day, and he's seeking to release it. It implies later on that when Granville ends up meeting with Yuki, of course, lays out the fact that, yeah, Maribel's dead. And at that point, Granville did confirm that, yes, humanity is done for. They're done for. And at that point, they have this last-ditch effort, which is to presumably, find and release this hidden treasure. This hidden treasure is the last thing they can do, as well as seemingly wanting to give Yuki the reins. With Maribel gone, the only last person they have for humanity's sake for leadership is Yuki. Question mark? I'm guessing Granville and Yuki are like closer than I thought they were. It's like out of nowhere, this guy's like, well, it's all up to you, Yuki. And it's like, wait, Yuki? Why Yuki? Like, is this like your like illegitimate son here? Is it like the son from, a different family, like a stepson or something like that? Were we planning something here for a marriage or something with Maribel? Like, why are we so like trusting of Yuki? I don't know. It seems like it's all part of his plan that he's gonna go with now. So I guess, again, there's a semblance here that Granville was looking for somebody to replace him, and Maribel was that person. So my assumption here is that he's seen the ambitious nature of Yuki that was similar to Maribel, and now he's going, okay, well, this guy is just kind of like her. I can entrust him with the future. And again, it's all in the sake of if this whole thing plays out, which is interesting that he lays it out to Yuki in the idea that we're going to create this united front, and you don't have to trust me yet. Just sit there. I'm going to do something first. I'll be the first one to move. I'm not going to ask you to step out there and risk yourself for the sake of some empty promise here. I'm going to make the first step. And then when the cards, where they lay, at that point you can decide if you want to follow suit. Like, I'm going to do the first move, and that door is going to kind of pop open, and you can decide if you want to walk open that door or not. I'm going to bust open the door, and you can decide if you want to walk through or not. I'll make that first step. And again, it seems like all signs are pointing to the fact that because this hidden treasure that he wants Yuki to get, this hidden treasure is important for this whole thing. Because he wants Yuki to get this hidden treasure, he's got to go to, obviously, Lobilius. And that's where the battlefield's going to be. And the assumption here is that since Granville's going to make the first move, he's going to come in there and, I guess, make the first strike. That he's going to walk right into Lobilius and he's going to start the war. He's going to enact the war itself, and then at that point, Yuki can decide if he wants to go down there, that hidden chamber, to find the hidden treasure. Sorry, I know it's a stupid joke. It's just I can't get over how desperately they're trying to dance around that when it's so obvious at this point. I guess the assumption there is that in the novel series, they don't show it. They just say there's this hidden treasure in text, but they never show it to give that indication about who it is. Whereas the anime, it has to show what they're thinking about, and it shows that it's obviously her. But anyways, yeah. Interesting that we're going to essentially start a war with Luminous, and I don't know how they're going to get in there, and I don't know how they're going to go up against Luminous. I think they implied the fact that Granville and Luminous were, like, pretty square, and so the assumption there is that he's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Luminous for at least a while, and that'll give Yuki the ability to go down there. But then he's still got, like, a few people to kind of deal with down there. Like, there was a guy that was down there with Luminous when she was there. I think they implied that was his territory that he created for it. But either way, I mean, Yuki's obviously been pointed out at this point that being very, very powerful. Just, again, to what level? Again, he could use that little whole greed control thing, so that might be the answer there. But yeah, other than that, we had a couple other reveals in this episode. One being specifically around Leon and his desire for Chloe. Okay. That was a random. He just walks in some chamber and there's a picture of Chloe, and I'm like, did I forget something? Again, this is one of those moments where I'm like, okay, characters popping up that I haven't seen in literally 5 years at this point. Okay, did I forget something about Chloe and him? I knew Chloe was going to be special somehow. I think the moment that they show Chloe to begin with, I'm like, she's got that long black hair. And all isekai anime are obsessed with long black hair characters. I mean, most anime in general are obsessed with long black hair characters. So probably going to be special in some way. Didn't really think in the direction of this. And what I'm gathering from how they're laying this out is that Leon, they mentioned before that he's seeking summoned individuals in search of something. I forget exactly what it said in like way back in I think season 2. That he was specifically going after summoned individuals looking for a special someone. And this is something that he's like, this is his priority. Like everything else aside, this is his priority. This is the thing that he needs to do. Now, what does it have to do with Chloe is the interesting part. Again, Chloe was brought in, just like many others, and they were supposed to be brought to Leon for him to buy them. And by all accounts, it seemed like very odd what they were exactly doing with them. Again, it involved Shizue and stuff like that. But Chloe was never brought to Leon, so he never seen her. But based on this conversation and what Yuki's picking up on this, Chloe may be the one that he's been looking for this entire time. Now, the question mark is how does he know Chloe? That's the part that I'm like, I don't remember if they've actually gotten that yet, but again, spoilers, I don't need them down in the comment section. The assumption here is that Chloe was transported away from this world, and that Leon has been buying isekais to be brought to him in hopes of finding Chloe. But that seems like a really weird plot line, honestly, because it's like a lot of people are being brought to him, like, and people are dying. Why Chloe? Like, and why does she still look the same age? Like, what is this plot line? Like, what are we doing right now? I hope this is going to be somewhat coherent at some point, because it's like, okay, she got isekai'd out of here, and she by some odd occurrence got isekai'd back amongst, probably millions of billions of people, depending on other worlds. But anyways, he's apparently looking for Chloe. And now that it's been implied that she might be at Tempest, the hope here for Yuki is that he can get, Leon to go cross with Rimuru, which I don't get that. I don't get that. I mean, there could be a chance here that Leon's going to come there, and then he could say, I'm taking Chloe with me, and Chloe can go, wait, no, why? And then Rimuru obviously going to recall what happened with Shizue and stuff like that, and he might be cross with Leon, saying, no, you're not going to take her. You're not going to touch her. You're not going to hurt her like you've hurt other people. I mean, possibility there. It is interesting to see how sort of very passive Leon has been in the past and now when it comes to Rimuru. He doesn't seem like he's the type that wants to rock the boat. If things are fine, he doesn't really care. He just doesn't seem to like when people are, meddling and, causing problems. I mean, that's like the whole situation here with, Laplace and all them coming in there and, purposely trying to give him information with these loose lips out of nowhere. He's totally getting that you're trying to put me onto a stench because you want me to get involved with something. Give me more information. Why are you being so loose with this information? What do you have to say? He's like, he gets that they're conniving, and he even, like, they imply the idea, do you want us to kill them? No, it's fine, whatever, let him be. It's not really important right now. His focus is so shifted at this point to finding Chloe that he doesn't really care at this moment, but he doesn't like it. And it seems like that's the only reason that he ever gets involved with things. So it seems like whenever it comes to Rimuru, he's always kind of hands off. Like, even with this situation, his priority is to find isekais, to bring them over and to buy them for the sake of finding Chloe. So they have just presented that Rimuru is stopping that. You would think that he'd be like, okay, putting my foot down, Rimuru, I need these things. You best back off. But again, he's also implying the fact that, okay, we still have this stuff in the east. It's fine. We'll find them there. It doesn't really matter at this point. We'll just continue summoning over there. So I don't know. I'm curious if that would actually, again, it seems like this is his only thing that he's existing for. So this might be the reason why he would actually go up against Rimuru. But at that point, it's like, why even cause a conflict here? She seems fine in this area. Just go there and hang out. But again, that comes down to, what is Chloe? Again, it all comes down to, who is this girl? Is it a daughter? Is it a manifestation of him in some way? Is it, I don't know, like a reincarnated lover? It's just an odd plot point that hopefully we find out here soon. Anyways, what else do we have in this episode? We had Rimuru kind of walking around, checking out the school, seeing that everything's going well there, people learning different skills and whatnot for their trade, eventually running into the kids. It implied at some point that Chloe got the drop on him, that she's gotten so good that she's able to hide her presence for even him. And I mean, even later on when Hinata comes by and is like, yeah, I want you to come check out the kids and how they progressed, it implies then that they are getting very, very powerful. I think they said something effective, like they're a par with like the Holy Knights or something like that. And for even Chloe's sake, she's even further than that. Like, she's on a whole nother level. And it implies that for a brief moment there that he almost senses Shizue and Hinata in her, which would make sense because she's, she trained under both of them. So there's a lot of their skills within her. But having them at the level of Holy Knights and even further is pretty insane. And again, Chloe herself getting very, very powerful, which, again, to the point of this plot line with Leon, might be a good thing to have. It might be a good thing to have to get into eventually, but very, very interesting stuff there. Oh, the scene where Rimuru assigns the roles for Testarossa, Carrera, and Ultima. I don't get this at all. This is one of those moments where it's like, I guess, I don't know where you come to this conclusion, but sure. Like, he assigns Testarossa to be the military attaché, and so she's going to be going to the, like, council and arranging stuff for them. Like, you just met her and you're having her do that? Like, what? I mean, that's all of them. Like, why do you think these people have the capacity to do any of this? Why would you think Carrera has the ability to be a Chief Justice? Like, that's a very important role that requires a lot of knowledge about the laws and whatnot and how to apply the laws. There's a lot of interpretation of laws that happens with that type of a role. Why would you think Carrera has any semblance of the ability to do that? This is, again, like, one of those, what? Like, what? Why? Like Ultima, I can sort of see it, but even then, that requires a lot of. It's fine. This is one of those, like, we have these two new characters and we have these roles to fill, so let's just shove them in there and they'll figure it out. I don't know. It's like, if there's a disaster that comes of that is your own doing, Rimuru. And, I think that's pretty much the episode. I think the only other thing in here was at some point they mentioned the fact that Luminous wants to have a little musical conference, which was what was promised. We're going to have these culture exchanges. I kind of assume that based on that very end scene with Luminous, that this is a setup, which I'm very curious of what direction she's going to take at this point, because she made the agreement with, Tempest to have this non-aggression, and it does seem like she is setting up something here. There's going to be something coming. I'm just curious as to if she's going to instigate it. There might be a thing here where she just assumes that it's the time. This is coming. Let's have our musical conference. Let's have fun. And then, yes, the time's going to come that I have to release this, and then she's going to go after Rimuru. That Luminous just knows what's to come, and she's just enjoying it while she can. That could be the case there. And again, my assumption there is a lot to do with the fact of Veldora. That she just knows that the hero is going to go after Veldora, and Rimuru's going to be involved. And potentially, this hero is powerful enough to take down Rimuru. Doubt. like with everything else in this story, doubt. Anything being able to go up against Rimuru, doubt. I mean, seems like Granville's pretty confident, but at the same time, doubt. I mean, Veldora is extremely powerful, so if they were able to take on him, that shows the pedigree we have here, but we'll see. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the episode. I know it was all over the place, but I think I covered everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, hit the like button below. As usual, I don't need spoilers in the comment section, but y'all take care.